Good morning, guys. So I think that I've actually got everything sorted now with my YouTube. I am going to get everything up as well. Actually. Excuse the state of me, guys, this morning. I am just wanting to jump on and stream the live charts for you guys. So let's have a little look at what I've been looking at. But I'm hoping this will now work fine on YouTube. I can see there's a couple people on YouTube, so let me know in the chat if you can hear me okay. Hey, Rich on TikTok. Good morning. Guys, I'm going to be streaming my full charts on YouTube. It's actually working now. So I'm really happy that it's working. Oh wow, okay, it's actually not I've got the YouTube, and just to see what it looks. Okay, I can make this. Let's minimize that. How do I make this a little bit bigger? No, it doesn't actually take. Another day of gambling. Yep, I do love to gamble, guys. I'm trying to work out how I can make this like slightly bigger. Doesn't like give me an option here. Oh, I feel like that will do for now. But yeah, guys, on TikTok, we have finally got things up and running. So we are live now on YouTube, just Doey Trades. This is where I will be streaming the live charts. I don't know why I never did it this way before, but it's fine. It's fine. Okay, so I'm going to just talk you guys through what I'm actually looking at. So I'm looking for a potential sell for GBP USD. I'm just waiting now for this low to be created. Not created, broken. Let's see what happened with gold when that 1 hour closed. So I'm pretty sure we broke out. Yeah. So we broke out on gold. So I'm potentially looking for a continuation up. So this now I'm going to be waiting for a high or a low to be created on gold before I actually drop down and do anything else. So I've started using this vertical line because I'm finding that it's been really helpful, because where I use the lower time frames as like my confirmation to get in, what I was doing was looking at old data, and this was just getting me out all the time. So now, because I'm quite a visual person, I am making sure I am looking at new data when I drop down. Okay, so silver, I was still waiting for silver to actually give me a high on the 15 minutes. Like, if you look at it, it's very overextended. I think it would be risky for me just to be getting in on the 5 minute when the 15 minute hasn't had any type of pullback. So that's why I'm just waiting on silver. Okay, so GU, let's have a look. We broke out again. Okay, we may actually get our entry now. So I'm waiting for this candle to close in 1 minute. I'm gonna log into my Think Capital account so then I could potentially take a sell for GU. Okay, so cool. We've broken out. I'm going to take a sell. Stop loss above my... Why can't I see it? We don't need it to be that big. 9. Okay, so yeah, stop loss here. We just need this to be a little bit... And then I'll just aim for a 1 to 2. It doesn't actually show on... Okay, let me show you what I've just done, guys. So stop loss above these highs. The reason why I just entered straight away at the breakout was because it's not that far from the area of breakout, because for me, I do like to enter basically where it broke out from. So on these types of trades, I just like to take a 1 to 2. When we hit 1 to 1, I will go break even. Guys on YouTube? Oh yes, you can hear me. Perfect. Okay, so let's see how this plays out. Yeah, TikTok guys, if you want to see the live charts, just head over to YouTube now. It's Doey Trades. Thank you so much as well for the follows there. I appreciate you guys. But yeah, so we'll wait and see if we get a 15-minute closure below here as well. That is giving me more confirmation. To be honest, if we want to be like a little bit safe, we could do the stop loss above this like kind of 15-minute high here. I'm going to leave it though. I think it's okay. Okay, so let's have a look at NQ, because I was waiting on the 5-minute for some structure to be created. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the 1 hour. Okay, very, very overextended on the 1 hour. So this is a little bit tough for me, to be honest, because, it is NQ. You can just keep extending, but we've literally extended all the way from Asia lows to up here. What's the likelihood of us just like getting another big push before we come down? I suppose we could take... Because basically what I was waiting for on the 5-minute was some bullish structure to be created, and then we got this move here. I might enter, but just a very low risk trade. I don't know. Like I said, it's the 1 hour that's really, really putting me off here, guys. The 1 hour is putting me off taking a buy for NQ right now, just because it's so overextended. Guys on TikTok, I know there's like new people kind of just hopping in and stuff. So if you want to see the full charts, just head over to YouTube now. I'm going to post it into my Discord actually. Let's do an announcement. Let's have a look and see if we've got any red folder news today. Okay, so we've got we've got a lot of red folder news this evening for USD. Okay, but for me, I usually only really trade the London session, in all honesty. Okay, so what I'm thinking is I'm still open to a buy, but instead of this being my high, because it's not really a high, it's not really a structure high, let's be safe and potentially look for a buy if we can break above this high here. If not, then that's fine as well, because like I said, if we go back to the 1 hour... Why do I look like I put my head sideways? Yeah, so look, on the 1 hour, we've kind of had this big rejection from up here. It would be nice, to be honest, if we could close with a little bit of a pullback and then look for a buy. Yeah, I'm gonna stand down with NQ and just wait, and consider this my structured high on the 5 minutes. So I won't be entering until there's bullish structure on the 5 minute, which, yeah, for me, we're going to wait because this section here is very, very subjective. I'm not going to consider this a high in this instance, just because I'd rather miss out on a trade and just wait. Okay, and then EU, what was I looking at? If I was looking at a potential buy on, uh, but this is interesting because now we are just dropping down, which is fine. This is why we wait for the lower time frames to tell us what we need to hear, not hear, what we need to. What are your thoughts on prop firm accounts? So I want to speak on this topic actually, because there's so many people that think, oh no, prop firms are bad. But in all honesty, not everybody has the capital to trade. Because I don't really believe that you should trade with anything less than 1,000. So just to drop 1,000, I know for a lot of people just isn't really possible. So I don't think there's anything wrong with learning to trade on prop firms and then building up capital and then moving it over to your live account. Like, I know that you're going to have, it's not like trading with real money, because you have to sometimes sit and draw down to make money on your live account. But the way that I see prop firms is a temporary solution, and definitely teaches you to be very, very disciplined, because I started as a live trader, realized how undisciplined I was. And then when I started trading with prop firms, this is when I really started to realize how much more disciplined I needed to be. Uh, for me, I will always, my goal is always to trade with live capital, but I don't want to do it with a small amount, because then I feel greedy, I'll over leverage. So for me, I really, really like the use of prop firms, especially for beginners, because you're not having to just drop 1,000, and most people lose money. So I would rather lose a couple hundred than 1,000 at a go. And then you can also see your statistics, your numbers. You have to be very on top of risk management, where you can kind of go all over the place with live money. So yeah, I actually think I really do rate prop firms. In all honesty, if anyone wants a discount code, we got Doey FX with Think Capital. I also trade futures as well, so I trade with Alpha Futures, Doey FX, if you want to use a discount code, guys. But yeah, I don't have anything bad to say about prop firms. Like, yes, okay, you're gonna get some dodgy prop firms, that's a given, but you have to not always just go for like the cheapest, if that makes sense. And I'm not saying like smaller prop firms or newer prop firms aren't credible, because they definitely are. You just got to be careful. Sometimes when it seems too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true. So I'm currently in a sell here. We're currently in a sell on GBP USD. So yeah, we're a little bit in profit, but we've just extended out of the 15-minute low. 15-minute low that broke was up here. So ideally, the ideal entry might have been a bit higher. So I don't mind going into a bit of drawdown. But we entered off the 5 minute, and we just entered as soon as the 5 minute broke out, because the breakout wasn't too big. If it broke out really far like this, I would wait for it to pull back. On NQ, I am bullish, but I'm waiting for this high to be broken. So if we break this high, I will enter a buy for a 1 to 2. And then I was also looking at a potential buy on Euro USD, but it's kind of gone against what we were looking at. And this is why I'm really, really patient with my entries. And I have to make sure that we tick the boxes. So the reason why I was bullish was because we rejected from the Asia lows. So I'm using liquidity concepts, and I'm using Asia highs and Asia lows as my areas of interest. So I wait for price to come to those areas, and then as soon as they come to that area, we wait for the reaction. So we had a load of reaction here where we whipped out and then just broke straight back into the range. This is where we now jump down to the lower drop down, sorry, to the lower time frames. So this blue line is all old data. So one of the things that really caught me out with using lower time frames is looking at old data, thinking, okay, cool, this is a high here, we've broken this high, now we're bullish. And then I would like get in, when actually we're going to be looking at new data to get that confirmation. So when we got that first reaction where I was like, okay, we're looking for buys, now we drop down to the 15-minute. We don't look at any previous data, and we're just looking at from this blue line to the right. We wait for a high to be created, which it did over here. Now we can drop down to the 5-minute. And as you can see, we've got some structure forming on the 5-minute. But what we want, if you're looking for a buy, is for the 5-minute to tell you the same story as your bias, which is we need to have some bullish structure. So we need to be breaking some highs. So until price comes probably all the way back up here and breaks this high, I'm actually just not going to be doing anything. Okay, guys, I'm just going to have a little look. Sorry if I miss any comments there on TikTok. Morning, guys. If you want to see the live charts, just head over to YouTube. We've got it up and running. Finally. Oh, someone just gave me a gift. Thank you so much. Morning, Silvu. Thank you so much as well for the rose and the follows there on TikTok. I appreciate you guys. If you do want to see the full charts, I am live now on YouTube. I finally found a platform that doesn't seem to lag. Usually whenever I do this on OBS, it's just so bad, but I'm feeling it's going fine. Let me know on YouTube, guys, that you can see and hear me okay and it's not lagging too much. Morning, James. But yeah, so like I said, with Euro USD, we're waiting for this high to be broken up there, and on NQ, also waiting for this high to be broken, which I'm not going to consider this as a break. When I look at like breakouts and stuff, I don't have like my area right on the bodies. It's like kind of just above. And with this candle, we've kind of created an equal high rather than a breakout. And this is why we're patient, because if we just entered and then we just drop all the way down, we're not going to be too happy. So let's have a look and see what's happening on this trade here. Just got to be patient, because we got the 15-minute confirmation as well. We got the lower time frame 5-minute telling us we're bullish. We got the 15-minute telling us that we're bullish. And look, this would have been that perfect entry. I said for us to enter where that breakout was. It kind of just tapped in and then it's dropping. But it's fine. Like, my entry was just a little bit lower. We're just going to have to wait and see this play out. Let's just jump back as well to the 1 hour, because where I'm getting my bias and everything from the 1 hour, this is also important. We are quite overextended, but we did have a bit of a doji small body green here. Some people's going to consider that doji. Some people will consider that small body green, which could also indicate to you there's not a lot of buying power. Sorry guys, I am literally just gonna read some of your messages. Risha, gold is on the way up, it seems. Yes, I'm very bullish on gold, but I haven't had my setup yet. Thank you so much for the follows. If you guys want to see the full charts, just head over to YouTube now. OBT collectibles, I am in a sell position on GU at the moment. Thank you so much, Kendo. I've got a lot of ink. Okay, so let's have a look at gold. So I am looking for a buy on gold, but this is basically where I'm at. So we dropped down after that 1 hour breakout of Asia highs. So this blue line here is telling me we're not looking at any old data. So for me to get confirmation that we are going to continue up, I need a high or a low to be created on gold on the 15-minute before I then drop down to the 5-minute to get my entry. Silver, I've been looking for a buy, but look, for me, we're just overextending. I could get in on the 5-minute, but I personally, well, it's just from experience. When I haven't been patient, yes, okay, you see it take off quite a lot, but when I kept dropping down to the 5-minute instantly and not waiting for some type of structure to happen on the 15-minute, I would enter and then the 15-minute starts pulling back. Whereas if we create a high on the 15-minute, we can then see the pullback happening on the 5-minute. When the pullback's over, then we can enter. Then I don't have to worry so much that at any point, we're going to just start pulling back on the 15. So that's why for me, gold and silver right now, I can't do anything until we get that high created. Thank you so much for the follows there on TikTok. I appreciate you. I know obviously if you're just sat there on TikTok, it's gonna look, you're not gonna understand what I'm talking about. But we're live on YouTube now, so it's just Doey Trades. And I am streaming Monday and Wednesday London Open. So currently in this trade here, we just gotta be patient and wait it out. For me, currencies do move a lot slower than metals and indices, so I'm just learning to be patient with them, not going to micromanage it. Like I said, this is why we need to wait and be patient for these things, because we were waiting for the 5-minute high to be broken. It hasn't broken, so yeah, we've had this big extension on NQ. So ideally, I would like NQ to actually pull back a little bit before trying to enter for a buy position. And then we have here, we've got Euro USD potential buy when we get some bullish structure. So we can't do anything. XRP or nothing. I don't really trade crypto. It's not, doesn't ever really seem to go too well for me when I try to trade crypto. I do hold like money in crypto, but I don't day trade it as, I wouldn't really say I day trade it. God, this is really annoying. I'm trying to get this set up not to fall down. Why is it so annoying? Oh my God. Let's try that. Am I watching Traitors? I am watching it a little bit. Mega Trade. Hey, it's Sam, isn't it? I always call you by your TikTok name. I'm trying to get this to stay. There we go. Okay, so let's just wait and see now. Just got to be patient. Picture. Hey. News today, let's go. Yes, we got loads of news this evening. I don't really tend to trade New York that much, but I will if I have the time. But yeah, currently waiting on a couple of entries, but we're just going to be really patient. I would like to find a buy on gold and silver, but if I don't get what I need to see, like there's just nothing I can do about it. And I'm really trying to learn to stay really, really disciplined and make sure I'm not just breaking my rules, because I think sometimes it can be so difficult when you stay out of a trade because of your rules, and then it goes your way, and then that's your ego. It will tell you like, oh, you should have done it, blah blah blah. But then if it went against you and you broke your rules, you're also going to be pissed off. So I think you just got to pick your heart. Thank you so much for the follows, guys, on TikTok. We are just waiting on gold, silver, 15-minute high to be created before we do anything. We are in on GBP USD for a short-term sell. For me, I aim for like a 1 to 2 for my day trades. I'm going to have a quick look actually at overall structure on GU. Okay. So 1 hour structure for me is definitely very, very bearish. We did break out of a daily upwards trend line as well. So let's have a look at the 4 hour. 4 hours very, very extended. Yeah, so like right now, that overall market structure is bearish, but we're quite overextended in quite a few things. So, we could see a pullback and then that continuation down. But yeah, let's see if we can get one final little push. Like I said, we'll go break even at 1 to 1. Thank you so much for the follows on TikTok. Safe stash. I'm waiting for 4 hour to go mad bullish on gold to hold a swing. Amazing. Yeah, I'm definitely quite bullish on gold. I'm just waiting for my entry. Where did I learn to trade? So it's been like 8 years on and off. Like I haven't been, glued to the charts for 8 years. I started 8 years ago and it was actually through a company called IML. That's where I learned the basics. Since then, I have had quite a few different mentors. I learned smart. I want to say it is smart money concepts. That was with a company called WeTrade. I've learned from Tory Trades. I've learned from Daniel Holmes. But yeah, I suppose like you learn from different people. You do what works for you. You have to really get to know yourself. If I sell GU, it'll be around, but won't place GU trades due to news. Yeah, cool. Fair enough. We have some yellow folder news for the pound this morning. Well, in about an hour's time. But yeah, we'll wait and see how this plays out. Let's go back to NQ because we were also looking at NQ. But yeah, again, we were saying it was like very, very overextended on NQ, so potential pullback would have been the ideal situation, but it just looks like it just keeps wanting to extend. We've got an area on the 5 minute where, for me, we could then potentially enter for a short-term buy. I think it's really important that you fully know how you're trading. Because a lot of people will try to mix like swing and then scalping together, whereas some trades that I'm taking, I'm not thinking that we're going to be moving like it's not a swing trade. I'm literally kind of going in for a 1 to 2 and then I'm coming out, and I feel like that's okay. No worries at all. Thank you so much for following on TikTok, guys. Head over to YouTube because that is where you will see the live charts. And we're just waiting to see if we get any other entries. I kind of let everyone know what I'm personally waiting for. None of this, guys, is financial advice. So please don't take it as that. I am purely just sharing and showing what I'm looking at, how I personally trade. I share my journey on social media to basically document what I'm doing and to maybe help other people along the way. What do you think of GBP? So I'm currently in a sell. What do you think the GBP will crash against the dollar? Yeah, so I'm currently in a sell, and I do think the overall trend is very bearish. So yeah, I am just currently waiting patiently. We're now in profit. Oh, I should probably put the TP on there. To be fair, I am I am actually sometimes I will trail my TP. So my stop loss is 13 pips. So when we get to 13 pips, we'll go break even. When we go 1 to 2, we'll bring our stop loss to 1 and just trail it down. Because my overall bias is bearish, but we are a bit overextended. So why do I think it's bearish? So I trade trend lines, but on the higher time frame. So if I show you guys on the daily time frame what GBP USD looks like, this is the daily. So we had this blue upwards trend line on the daily time frame, and we broke through. And as you can see, like in market structure, in a downtrend, you're creating lower lows and lower highs, and that's basically what we've been doing. And we can see here we've got a counter moving downwards, so it is a bit extended. You know, if I was purely trading the daily, I would probably be wanting some type of pullback to happen. So literally like the same as this, wait for that low to be created, wait for the high to be created on the daily before actually then entering. But that's more swing trading. Whereas I'm literally entering, you know, using market structure on like the 15-minute and stuff. So I'm very much aware of like what my targets are and what is realistic, but this is something that I used to struggle with quite a lot of knowing, and also just letting greed get in the way of being like, oh, I just want to just hold and hold and hold, hoping for like huge trades, when actually the trade that I've taken is not realistic with the stop loss and, you know, the strategy. Oh, is Pixie here? Oh, you've been watching on Facebook. Hey. Yeah, so I don't have so you understand what I'm waiting for then. I'm in a sell on GBP USD. I'm waiting for the 15 minutes still on gold to create a high, so then I can. Oh, you're also in the GU sell. Amazing. Amazing. Okay, and silver, finally, we might actually be getting a bit of a pullback. So if we can get these pullbacks on the 15-minute, then I'm happy to drop down to the 5-minute to actually have a little look. And then NQ, we were just waiting patiently for the high to be broken, which it seems like we keep tapping up there and just struggling. So it would be ideal, to be honest, if we can get a pullback. Um, But yeah, I'm so happy that I figured out how to actually stream without using OBS, because OBS was the thing that was like really making my YouTube lag. I don't have a big enough RAM, I think it is, or I don't know, but it just wasn't working. OBS was just literally lagging out everything, whereas I'm just streaming now straight from Restream, which is now allowing me to go on YouTube and share my charts and everything. So yeah, anyone on TikTok who actually wants to see the charts, you can just head over to my YouTube, Doey Trades. Soon, guys, I'm going to start doing live giveaways for funded challenges. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to do that, but I'm going to start doing that soon. Discord is active again now, guys. So anyone who wants to join a free trading community, link is in my bio. We just share our trades, check in with each other, you know, support each other. That's purely what it's all about. Okay, so yeah, ideally this is what I actually wanted on NQ before looking for a buy, so that's not a bad thing. Euro USD, we've kind of just been playing around for a while, to be honest. So I was waiting on the 5-minute for us to break structure to the upside, which it is struggling to do. So it just keeps us out of the trade. And that's not a bad thing, you know. You just got to be patient, and wait for the setups that we're looking for. I feel like I look very tired today. Oh, thank you so much for the follows there on TikTok. Appreciate you guys. If you have come over to YouTube, don't forget to subscribe, guys, because then you will be able to be notified every time I do go live. It will probably most of the time always be London Open because that is the session that I mainly like to trade. And it's for multiple reasons. One, it fits within my lifestyle. Two, because I like to use the session highs and lows of Asia. So it just works well because then we get the London volume come in, we get the reaction from the Asia highs or the lows, and then that gives me my bias and I want to be trading in a high volume time. So yeah, let's have a little look what's happening over here. So bullish gold right now. It just doesn't seem to want to create any type of pullback, which is always difficult because you want to trade safely. You don't want to just when it's just overextended, you don't want to just enter purely on the 5 minute, because really you're then wanting a stop loss on the other side of like a 15-minute low or high, which would just make your stop loss so big. But yeah, thank you so much for following there on TikTok. I appreciate the support. But I know it will seem like I am just talking about random stuff because you guys won't be able to see the charts. Can you talk more about trading? Okay, so trailing the stop loss. So for example, I am in this sell here. So when we go 1 to 1, we bring our stop loss to break even. When it hits 1 to 2, so we don't actually have a TP on, but when we get to 1 to 2, we can then bring our stop loss to 1 to 1. If we go to 1 to 3, we can now bring our stop loss to 1 to 2. So we can literally just trail our way down so that you don't always have to just aim for a 1 to 2. But I will only do this if I am basically sat at home and I can do this. If I'm like out and about, if I'm doing stuff, I'm just happy, and I try not to feel like that need for greed. And I just aim for my 1 to 2 because I'm happy with that. But like I said, if I do have the time and I'm literally sitting in front of the computer like I am now, if we can trail our way down, especially if this is going aligned with the higher time frame, which it is definitely bearish, but we are quite overextended in the higher time frame. So in the 1 hour, in the 4 hour, in the daily, it's all quite overextended. So at any point we could start a pullback and still be considered in a downtrend. So yeah, when did you start? So I started 8 years ago on it, and I've been doing it on and off since. So it's been a bit of a journey, and I'm not here to say that I have been trading for 8 years. I started 8 years ago. I was dabbling in it, kind of doing little bits here, little bits there, making money, losing money, being all over the place. Learning all my lessons. But the last 2 years, this is where I've like honestly been knuckling down. Like this year is the first year that I've gone full time. I went full time in August. Oh, hey Ian. Yes, we got the YouTube all sorted now, so it should be working absolutely fine. Hey, Morshed. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. But yes, so we're just in this trade now, but we got to be patient. I do find that currencies do move a hell of a lot slower than anything else, but we got to make sure that when we do hit our 1 to 1, I do go break even, which is just around here. We go break even, and then because I can today, I'll just be trailing my stop loss down. But yeah, this is the only trade that I'm in. I'll go through what I'm waiting for. So I'm bullish on gold, but I can't enter until we get some type of structure on gold. So we're just overextended. So what I want is a high to be created on gold. Then we can probably drop down to the 5 minute, watch that pullback happening. When the 5 minute goes back to being bullish, that tells you the pullback is over. That's when I can enter. And I'm pretty sure it's the same for silver as well. Like, oh god, again, like this is so subjective, like super aggressive. If you want to be super aggressive, this is very much a doji candle. Is this a structured high? Definitely not. But I know some people will just drop down to the 5 minute, see this. Well, it would be from, don't look at old data, guys. This is where I've gone wrong so many times with using the lower time frames. So this is 8:30 candles. So when you drop down to the 5 minute, you're only looking from 8:30 onwards. So this is why I've got these vertical lines, that so then I can visually see. So from this red candle here onwards, this is now your structure. So again, you might consider this being I don't know, is it a high? Not, I personally not going to consider it a high, but we're very bullish. I think there's a time and a place to be a little bit more aggressive, but I'm not in any rush really. But yeah, let's just see how this plays out. For full transparency, I am not going to take this trade because I want more structure on the 15 minute. But let's just see how it plays out. Okay. Do you use position sizer tooler when taking trades? So if you trade with Think Capital, they have their own trading platform called Think Trader, and that actually shows you how much you're making and losing. So then you don't really have to work it out. But I used to have to obviously work it out, which I would then use the FX calculator. I think that's what it's called. It was just an app. You put your entry, your stop loss, and then it will tell you, how much you're risking. Is trading a full-time job now? Yeah, so I went full-time in August. Oh god, no. I don't know what happened there. I thought I'd connected to someone else then. Okay, yeah, so we'll just see how this plays out. I'm sorry, but this is first time here. Do you only do currencies or you also do crypto? So I trade. Oh my god, my dog. Sorry, guys. I trade gold, silver, which those two are commodities, and then I also trade in some indices, which is NQ, and then I trade currencies, but I only at the moment trade GBP USD and Euro USD. But yeah, so mainly on Forex, but I do trade on futures as well. Futures will also give you, when you enter a trade, you can see how much you're risking, how much you're making. But yeah, so this is why we have to wait for the things that we need on the lower time frame. You can see here, I wouldn't just be entering this buy until we break above this high. I'm just playing around on GBP USD at the moment. Let's see what NQ's doing. So right now NQ has started that kind of pullback, which is good. Okay, so then our 15 minute actually gave us structure. So then what we want on the 5 minute is these highs to be broken. And again, this here is very subjectively a high. I'm not going to consider it as a high because probably on other stuff it's not even going to be a green candle. So I'm going to put my area of resistance up here. So the 5 minute until we break this high up here, I'm not going to be entering any buys for NQ. And then Euro USD, originally we had a bias for buys, but we haven't had the break above this high yet. So just going to have to wait and see. We've got to be really, really patient. I think this is the biggest tip that I can give anyone. Is just honestly just to be patient. How much do you make a week and how much do you trade with? Okay, so it will differ. I know when not to trade. Like yesterday, I didn't trade at all because I was really busy and I just missed my setups. Whereas before, I would just try to force trades. And it will just fluctuate because it depends what account size I'm on. Like at the moment, I'm trading on a 25k funded account and a 50k funded account. So obviously you're going to make different amounts on each one. But yeah, like funded trading is very different to live trading. Even though I do this full time, I blow funded accounts all the time because it's not realistic trading, but it will help you build up your capital, help you become disciplined. So I actually have nothing against using funded accounts. Like I really believe it's actually a really good thing to use, because I started off as a live trader, then went to funded, and I realized how undisciplined I was. You've really got something to answer to with the funded accounts. But yeah, it really does depend. I really try not to focus so much on money all the time when it comes to trading, because this is what causes a lot of emotion for me, when it's all about, oh, how much did you make, and blah, blah. Like you just get greedy, you fixate on the wrong things. For me, I fixate on my system. That's all I give a shit about. Following my system, win, draw, lose, it doesn't matter to me. Like my goal here is literally just to get very, very disciplined, learn and collect data on the system that I trade. Thank you so much for the follows there on TikTok. Sorry I missed what you used for funded accounts. Ebs, what I use for funded accounts. Are you asking like what company I use? So it depends as well. Someone asked how much it costs. So I currently use Think Trader. I use Alpha Futures. I do have an account of Alpha Capital as well. But yeah, so those are currently what I'm using. I've used Top Step in the past. We're getting a bit of a push down here on EU, so let's have a little look, see how our trade is getting on. We're not too far off from our 1-to-1. I blew my 10k accounts 5 times in the last 9 months. Kind of scared to get another. Okay, so Shanti, I speak to a lot of people who constantly blow accounts. I blow accounts, but I know full well why I've blown an account. I also pass accounts all the time. I also have funded accounts. So you have to ask yourself, if you've blown your account 5 times, like, why are you blowing it? Like, so many people just don't ask themselves these questions and they just keep repeating the same cycle. They don't learn anything from it. And that's basically, the difference between someone who is going to be successful in trading is they have to be someone that can really question what it is that they're doing wrong and really learn from those mistakes. Like I said, I've had to learn the hard way through my own mistakes, losing money. I've had to learn through having mentors, doing courses. Like I've had to learn. But if you don't learn and you just keep repeating the same thing, that's why you're just going to keep blowing accounts. Hey, is there someone at the door in the back? It seems yeah, so the person that is opening and closing the door is my little sausage dog. So he's so low to the floor, it makes it look like the door's just opening and closing by itself. Whenever I do my streams, everyone's like, oh my god, you actually have a ghost? The door just keeps opening and closing. Thank you so much for the follow as well there, Ebs. Appreciate the support. But yeah, guys, if you actually want to see the live charts, I'm live on YouTube. This is where I will stream the charts. So it's Doey Trades. Yes, so yeah, always gonna be streaming charts on YouTube. Right, we've got 5 minutes until the 1 hour closure, but oh look at this. It's just extending. Let's see what happened here on gold. No, not gold. Um silver. Okay, so we're creating a bit more structure here now. It would be ideal if the 15-minute could close like this. If the 15-minute can close like this, then I will drop down to the 5-minute and potentially find my entry. But yeah, so many people always think, who on earth keeps opening and closing the door? My little sausage dog, he's so low to the floor. We call him Moose the Lowrider. But yeah, this is not a bad thing for us to still look for our buy. Moose the Lowrider. But yeah, he's so low to the floor, no one can ever see him. On each account, profit went up. Then last account got to stage 2 for the first time and fumbled. Okay, so this could be to do with your psychology. A lot of people struggle to trade because they can't control their emotions. So they start to put a system in place for their strategy, but they have no system in place for their emotion. So you have to then start looking at why you're fumbling, basically. And again, you've got to be so honest with yourself. Like with my traders that I trade with, like we have to get so deep because we have to understand why we behave the way that we do. Because until you understand why you behave the way you do, how can you make those changes? You have to realize things before. Okay, so just didn't want to close red, which is fine. But let's have a look, because what we were